I recognize that look in your eyes. You thirst for adventure. But your wallet, it thirsts for money. These are 5 grand adventures you can have from the comfort of your own PC at a most agreeable price. Free. Links are in the description. Number 1. From the Far East came Doukutsu Monogatari. Scholars translated it to English and gave us Cave Story. The tale of a robot who steals from a hobo gunsmith and uses his pilfered pistol to save the bunny people from an evil doctor. There's also like an evil lunchbox named Balrog. It's a touch confusing, to be honest, but there's nothing confusing about the appeal of exploring a world that rewards you for searching in the obscure corners. I personally like finding new, strange weapons. Each weapon has 3 levels of upgrades which you can reach by collecting golden Doritos dropped by your fallen enemies. Every upgrade level changes how the gun works slightly and increases the damage done, but be aware, it takes a long time to collect enough Fabergé Lays to upgrade your guns, but it only takes a few hits to knock you back down to level 1, like a metaphor for my self-confidence. Number 2, a great game with a straightforward name, it's Treasure Adventure Game. The lazy description of this game is that it's Wind Waker as a 2D platformer with less sailing. But I'm not lazy. For sounding so derivative and having a name that takes no liberties, the game is actually quite creative. Every island you visit is unique and is like its own world. I don't want to get too specific because the discovery of what is on each island is magical as shit. Just take my word for it. It feels like the developer was worried he wouldn't be able to achieve a sense of adventure without the 3rd dimension. So to compensate, he shoved optional content into every corner of the game, like how I compensate by shoving padding in my boxers. Number 3,
Phoenotopia.
Yeah, that. Phoenotopia was made by Quell, a damn fool with no business sense. Who releases a full-featured 8-hour game on Newgrounds in 2014? It's a pixel art Metroidvania thing. The sheep on Steam would have eaten that up. I know I would have. Instead, we're left with a browser game. A browser game! Being a browser game, you would expect to play it with your keyboard, staring at a tiny screen, surrounded by ads of nearly news asking you to be their lord. But Phoenotopia has full screen and controller support. The original Binding of Isaac didn't even have controller support. It had a screen that told you to download JoyToKey like a goddamn savage. Anyways, in Phoenotopia, you play as a girl named Gale, who beats things with a stick in a fantasy/sci-fi hybrid world. It's got dungeons, towns, shops, side quests, optional upgrades, mob drops, an awful cliffhanger ending. What more could you ask for? Number 4, Nifflas Games. Who needs upgrades, abilities, or progression when you've got a world worth exploring? That seems to be the general design philosophy of Nifflas. His games are generally short affairs where you must jump around and collect stuff. He only challenges the occasional time where you need to go the long way around to reach a MacGuffin. All that there is in Nifflas' games is you, the world, and the items you need to collect to win. There isn't much to say about these games, but if you want a nice, relaxing platformer that doesn't ask much from you, well, here are several available in one place. Number 5, Endeavor. Endeavor is 2D Shadow of the Colossus without the colossi, only the climbing system. You're a dwarf and you need to climb things to get back home to the city of assholes in the sky. You collect things to climb better. It's pretty straightforward. It's like a Nifflas game, but with more character augmentation. And for better or for worse, it actually has a plot. It's short, sweet, and can be played in your browser. Oh dang, I added a bonus game. I hate La-Mulana, but it's pretty good. Did I miss a really good game? You should say so in the comments and specify what that game is. And then when people come and look for free games and come to this video, they'll read the comments and be like, oh, I don't know about that game. And then they'll go to that game and you'll have helped the community. And don't you want to be a productive member of society? I know I do. Number 5, Endeavor. Endeavor is 2D Shadow of the... Fuck you, Kyle. I'm literally recording this. I'm right. I told you I was recording the... I told you I was recording the voiceover and you're calling me anyways on Skype. Why do you do these things to me? You're breaking my flow. You broke my flow before. You're doing it again. Why would you do this to me? My flow.